Hey, so Fortune magazine is now using a word that should stop you in your tracks.
Mhm.
Insolvent. The United States government, the largest economy in the world, is operating with tens of trillions, not millions, trillions more in liabilities than in assets.
Now, all of you who are in Beyond the Bling know the difference between a liability and an asset, right? Because at the same time that our debt is higher than our assets, we are entering another war. Interest on the debt is exploding. And the global system that propped up America for 80 years is starting to shift.
Yeah. This isn't 2008. This is not the 1970s. This may be the first time in modern history where a major economic downturn happens while an empire is weakening at the same time.
Hello, hello. So we've spent years, studying global economic systems. Y'all know I got an MBA, right? We study expat financial strategies and how Black Americans can build wealth outside of a single country. We're in Portugal, y'all. We left the United States nearly 4 years ago and have been tracking these exact shifts in real time. And what we're seeing now, this ain't normal.
No, it's not.
Y'all, this is not normal. So we want to hear from you in the chat. Type different if you believe this time is not like previous recessions. If you're watching from the future, hey, let us know in the comments. If you believe that this time the recession is different than previous recessions, type different. Type same if you think it's just another cycle. And more importantly, we want to know what you are doing to prepare. Are you saving? Are you diversifying? Making plans to leave? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the comments. We're reading. Even though we do not respond to every single comment, we read every single comment.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So we're going to talk about that and a lot more. First, I'm going to introduce myself. Hey, y'all, my name's Halithi.
And I'm Rick. Welcome to Our Black Utopia.
On our channel, we talk about money, we talk about travel and life abroad. We help folks who look like us, who are getting close to retirement age and forgot to plan. We help you get your money straight so that you can retire on time or maybe even early.
And abroad's not bad either.
Abroad is great. All right, sweetheart. So what are we talking about today?
So today we're talking about why this recession is different for Black Americans. Today we're going to cover three things quickly. Why this time is structurally different, the signs that prove it, and what it means for you, especially as a Black American. No fluff, no panic, just clarity.
All right. But first, if you're new to our channel, then you might not know. Back in 2018, Rick and I got a wake up call. We were getting close to retirement age and we looked at our money, y'all. It looked crack. But we did get our financial act together and we went from negative 22,000 in net worth to over 1.1 million. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, what we need you to do is subscribe. This is what we talk about, right? We are helping you get your stuff together so you can get out of harm's way. That's the deal. That's the deal. So hit subscribe. We know 50% of you ain't subscribed. Y'all lurking around in the background, right?
We see you back there.
We do. We see you, right? And we want you to become part of the family. If you are not an OBU member, then you might be missing out. We get together with our members every Sunday. We chitty chat behind the scenes and answer questions, as well as our legends get to come on air with us on every other Thursday.
So not this Thursday, but next Thursday.
Next Thursday. All right. So we see y'all. Bonita, Luxury Bucket List, Angie, we see y'all. All right. Look, this is not a normal economic cycle. And you guys know that I have been talking about this and dealing with this for a long time. It's structural. Past recessions were about, like, okay, 2008,
Housing.
the housing crisis. What the housing crisis was systemic. It was based upon the fact that our regulations had been lessened to the point where it allowed people to do things that were very risky with other people's money. So the Glass-Steagall Act, way back when, was the first thing that we put in place to like stop this kind of stuff from happening. And we have been chipping away at all of the regulations, right, that stop these kinds of things from happening. If y'all don't remember, if you didn't see, what was that movie? I can't remember. It was like a docudrama. Let us know in the chat if you remember. It was about the housing crisis. So basically, what they did was they lessened the regulations on what you had to do for saying how much a house is worth. Okay, they lessened the amount that banks had to have in cash related to in correspondence to ooh, we look bad on there.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, let us know how we're looking and how we're sounding, y'all, because we're looking over here and it looks bad. It looks bad.
Somebody made a mention of it. That's why the video's blurry.
Oh, the video is blurry. Doggone it. Okay. And I wonder if we should change computers. Right now, we're just going to keep going. We're going to keep going and see what happens. Anyway, so the regulations that that guided both the banking, the mortgage industry, all of that, right? All of those regulations were not adequate to stop people from doing stupid ass shit. Okay, so basically what they did was they took some really, really risky mortgages where people were over leveraged, right? Letting them know you don't have to put down a down payment. You can get a second for the down payment because
subprime.
Right. Because what's going to happen is that, you know, the house is going to go up in value. So you could just refinance it. Once you establish your credit, you could just refinance. Well, it didn't happen that way.
Right.
It did not happen that way. And a lot of folks found themselves upside down and lost their homes.
I thought the movie was called Subprime or something.
No. I can't remember. Y'all let us know in the chat. Gosh, I hate the fact that this is blurry.
We can switch to yours.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens.
Put yourself in the studio.
Let's see what happens. Okay. And then we're talking about the 1970s inflation. Some of you guys may not have been alive back in them days. Was y'all alive? Was y'all alive? I remember. Do you guys remember those lines? Right? The lines for gas?
For gasoline,
right?
Yeah. Oil embargo.
Inflation was crazy. Now, I can't say that I remember my parents stressing about that, about the inflation in the 70s, and probably because they were at the point where they were rising in their career and their costs were still low. That's number one. Number two, the gap in between the haves and the have-nots was not as large as it is today, right? But look, if y'all remember that whole OPEC thing, and we had to go to the evens and the odds and all of that's what we were doing in California anyway.
Odd and even numbers.
Yeah, I can't remember if that was national or if that was just in Cali.
I think it was national.
Okay. I don't know. But what I do know is, gosh, we're still blurry. All right, we're going to change computers here in a second. But what I do know is that once again, Israel was in a war with the Arab nations, and the United States had to, and so all of Israel's allies got choked. Sound familiar? Does it sound familiar? At the same time, Nixon, I think it was Nixon, decided to go off the gold standard.
Mhm.
So now we've got supposedly the most stable currency in the world going off of the gold standard. At the same time, we're poking the bear. We keep messing with people that we have no business messing with. They're minding their own little business. And here Israel comes into the street. And we follow them right behind them. Even way back then. Even way back then.
Looks like yours might be doing the same thing.
Yeah. Let's close some things out. See, I was not prepared to go to my computer.
No, everything was fine. I tested everything out.
Yeah, you know how it goes. You know how it goes. All right.
Frustrating.
All right. It is frustrating. And then 2000, the tech bubble, where people were selling stock in like pet rocks, basically. Right. So within all of that, the foundation itself was not cracking, right? Government debt was not at historic levels, and people still believed in the rule of law. They still believed about the separation of powers, right? That the judiciary was just as powerful as the executive branch, which was just as powerful as the congressional branch. That is not the case today, right? Interest payments today are crowding out everything else. An unfunded liability stacked on top of this is not temporary debt, y'all. All right, this is not a temporary debt. This is a system under strain.
Yeah.
This is a system under strain. All right, let's see what happens if we change computers.
I don't know if you're going to have that.
I don't know if this is better. I don't know, y'all. Okay. We're getting feedback. Hold on, y'all.
Delay. Want me to move it?
Oh, they speak better. Yes, please. Let's make sure that the. No, we shouldn't have. Just make sure that the volume is off.
It's not on.
Okay. Why are we getting feedback? Y'all, I'm sorry. Let me check the system right quick. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Better. Okay, good. All right.
Okay, I have a raggedy computer, y'all.
Close that. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I know what's going on. That's what's going on.
You have something else open?
Yeah. Okay, we figured it out. We're going to close some stuff right quick. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I want to know, while we are doing this, let us know in the comments, let us know in the chat what you all are doing to prepare for what is coming. Because y'all, this is not like anything that we have seen before. I'm just letting y'all know. Okay, it's not. It's not. Okay, let's see if I can get these back up. All right, here we go. All right. So we talked about how this is different from the recessions of like 1970, even the recession after World War II in Western Europe. This is different. It is different because after World War II, the United States was still a political and economic heavy hitter. Okay. And so, how we moved through the world made a difference. And when I say we, I mean America, of course. How we moved through the world made a difference. Now, Western dominance is not a guarantee, right? Western dominance is not a guarantee. So, number two.
Number two is political instability is now part of the economy. In previous cases, leaders tried to stabilize the system. Now, we're watching attacks on institutions, policy whiplash, and decisions that increase global risk that change how markets react.
These MFs were betting, including Trump's kids, betting on oil prices before, and they knew that he was going to bomb Iran. And they're all up in there trading and doing all other kind of nonsense. Are you kidding me right now? Imagine if anyone in the Obama administration would have done the same thing. Just imagine.
Yeah. Confidence in the system the confidence is shaky.
That's right. That's right. All right. So what is different this time is that the United States, Trump, melon felon, titty baby, is making decisions that make no sense and cause whiplash. So not only do the power brokers not know how to react to each of his moves, other countries, other economies do not know how to act. And so we are becoming, not we, the United States is becoming less and less relevant as people work around what looks like chaos. All right. The world is no longer unipolar. All right. It is no longer where there's one big guy, the United States, and then everybody else, right? With Western Europe, being our Robin to us, to the United States being Batman. That is not the case anymore. All right. This is the big one. Because during every modern recession, America was still the center of the world. And now China is a major player. BRICS is expanding. If you do not know what BRICS are, look at some of our older videos regarding BRICS, all right? Alternative payment systems are growing. So for the first time, the US can weaken, and there are real alternatives waiting.
Folks waiting in the background.
Is a first within our lifetimes, y'all. And you guys, I keep saying to my investing community, what are you doing different? And these white people are so brainwashed into thinking that what was always will be, that the United States and Western civilization, so to speak, will always be dominant. And, if you're 80, okay, you probably could go ahead and believe that. But if you're like less than 70, I don't see how you believe that. I just don't see how.
Yeah.
I don't see how.
So speed, everything's moving faster now. In 2008, the crisis took months to unfold. Today, markets move in seconds. Information spreads in minutes.
That's right.
And panic can go global overnight.
That's right. What does this mean?
This means less time to react and more violent shifts.
That's right. Less time to react and more violent shifts. And this is what we have been seeing. This is what we've been seeing. Hey, Professor, good to see you in the chat. We were just talking about you today.
Yeah, we did. Good things.
Yes. Number 5, Black Americans are more exposed. This is the part people don't want to say out loud, y'all. All right. We enter this moment with less wealth, right? 300,000 plus Black women got laid off, fired, or unemployed in 2025. God only knows how many more. And don't get it twisted. This was by design. This was by design. I don't know what it feels like to always have the moral low ground and always trying to persecute the people who have the moral high ground, the people who don't have things to apologize for throughout history, right? I don't know how that feels, nor do I want to. I do know that white people in general need strong therapy. They need therapy because they are fucking up this world. And especially white men are fucking up this world. White women too, because they support their white men. Now, of course, there's some spicy whites and some righteous whites, right? But let's not get it twisted. Let's not get it twisted, okay? They have been in charge of shit for the past millennia. And this is where we are. This is where we are. But we keep doing the same things. We keep thinking that these white men know what the hell they're doing. They do not. They don't know what they're doing. They're scared little titty babies. That's what they are. And they're running around the world trying to steal people's marbles and then saying, well, if you don't want to play with me, I'm just going to take my marbles and go home. Well, then go the fuck home. We did not need you in the first place. I have no idea what the psychosis is with these people, but they are not human. They're not. There is no way that you can sleep at night while killing 100 plus babies.
They do it.
But they do it. They do it, right? So we enter this moment with less wealth, less buffer, more exposure to loss, right? Weaker safety nets. This is all what's going on right now, right? Again, they got plenty of money for war, but no food for the poor. So if this system shifts, you know who's going to feel it first? Us, right? We're going to feel it first, and we're going to feel it worse. So if you've been listening to us and you know that this is time, that this time is different, how have you been preparing? Okay, if you're just tuning in, how have you been preparing? Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat.
History tells us this is not new, just rare. Even in 1968, government documents showed the U.S. was already tracking and responding to internal instability and social fractures at a national level.
But now, like in 1968, we still had Hoover in charge of the FBI doing all of the stuff that he was doing, right? We still had COINTELPRO. We still had major fractions within the United States government and culture, major fractures. But at the end of the day, the government, the people in charge still believed in the rule of law, and they said shit to convince us. They at least pretended like they were trying to follow the law. Now, this MF is just gone stark wild, and he thinks he does not understand that the empire is falling. He doesn't understand that because he's not smart enough to understand that. What he wants is somebody to put something positive by his name in the history books, assuming that the planet survives because these white men are killing the planet, because that's what they do. That's what they do, right? They kill people. They either kill people by saying that unless you are a certain way, you don't deserve food and health care and shelter, right? Or they kill people saying it is more important for the Jeff Bezos of the world and whatever his industrial peers are to have free reign, to pay no taxes and just to dump their shit into the atmosphere wherever and however they want to. Oh, and by the way, yeah, use up all of our fresh water supply at the same time. Causing cancer over there? No problem. He's a job creator. These people have no souls. And now they are untethered. And they don't believe that they have to follow the law anymore. This time is different, y'all. This time is different. And if you are not concerned, if you are not preparing, you're going to find yourself behind the 8 ball. If you are not preparing, you're going to find yourself like the Jewish lady who thought that checks and balances back in 1940s Europe or Germany were going to keep all of that stuff in check. Okay. And we know that's a fact because we have the quotes from Jewish newspapers at the time. Okay. All of this stuff is preserved. This is why they don't want you to know your history. Because if you know your history, you know that this shit is stupid and not normal. And that America is on its way out. And instead of investing in America, instead of investing in its people, they decided that the best tactic is to suppress and oppress, right? Let's fire a bunch of people so that we don't get any money in income tax and then wonder why we can't pay our bills. What kind of nonsense is this? I'm just wondering. Inquiring minds want to know. So we're going to talk about specifically what we're doing. We've been talking about what we've been doing for a minute now. So what's different now is those factors are colliding with economic and global shifts, all at the same time. All at the same time, right? Just when it's not real, wants to decide that, you know what, I think we got a fool in the White House who's finally going to be willing to do what John McCain asked. What makes these white men think that they have the right to tell other countries what they are allowed and not allowed to do within their countries is beyond me. Because the last time I checked, it was the white men who put an atomic bomb, a nuclear bomb in the middle of a city and killed babies. Twice. It was white men who did that, not brown people, not black people. But they're sitting high and mighty, playing with people's lives. And the only thing that I can say is I want to get out of their way and make sure that our community is okay. So no, you're not crazy for thinking this time is different.
No, you're not.
The real question is, are you preparing like it's different? That's the question. Yeah. Because the people who win in these moments are not the ones who argue about whether it's real. They're the ones who move early. And we've been talking about this for over a year. And we are going to continue every single time I see something crazy. Because I do not want, we are always at the bottom of the barrel. And this time, folks, we have an opportunity to get ourselves in a position so that our community is in the forefront. See, we can move around this planet and blend in a way that other people cannot. So what they created for evil and created this African diaspora with stolen people, this allows us to understand how they move through the world. and to blend in amongst the population, because this is not our fight. It never was our fight. And I feel for the Black human beings who are in the service, who have to go do this nonsense. I'm sorry.
Follow this fool.
I'm sorry. I did not vote for this. I did not want this for you. But this is where we're at. If you need help creating a plan to make sure that you are protecting your money as best as possible, we offer one-on-one coaching. That information is in the description below. Who's coming to Portugal to meet members of their tribe in June during Juneteenth week? Who's coming? We still have some spaces available for the 15th and the 16th, all of the information. Oh, and we're having an information session this Sunday. So if you need information, even if you've already got your tickets and you need information about where to stay or hotels or this or that or anything, what to bring, what kind of shoes to wear, anything, come to the session on Sunday. All right. You have to register. You have to register. All right. Which means you have to be on our email list. I will send out another email. I'm going to give you an opportunity right now to get on our email list, get on Our Black Utopia's email list, and we're going to send out another email so that you can register for the information session that is happening Sunday before we do our behind the scenes. All right. So we got you.
Yes.
We got you. If you need help getting your finances straight, that's Beyond the Bling. That's our financial freedom program, which comes with monthly group coaching. All right. So for free, get that Ready to Retire toolkit. Get the Ready to Retire toolkit. It's time to start getting your money straight. And if you are planning for your move abroad, we've got the Move Abroad toolkit in the description below as well. We got you. Okay. We're not giving you this information and not giving you resources to solve the problems as well. We got you. All right.
Will we be starting earlier or later? Because
our time changes.
Our time changes this week.
Yeah, our time changes this week. So that has nothing to do with you.
No.
We still run on Eastern time. So don't worry about it. Our time finally changes, says we're an hour early now than we were, 2 weeks before or 3 weeks ago before your guys' time changed, before the people in the United States time changed. But yeah, because that's why our European.
What is it, the 29th? I think
yeah,
they changed it on the 29th.
On the 29th. So it's not until Sunday that our time changes. But all of the times are in Eastern time. You don't have to worry about that. We got you. We got you. All right. And we'll see you on Sunday. Bye.